So as I mentioned, we are a startup with offices in Ukraine, Kiev, and with Lisbon and Funchal, Madeira. So our product is next era of the low-code, no-code development platform. It's a higher level of abstraction of business management application. It's a platform that will integrate mostly all existing business management software into one ecosystem. And the most disruptive part, our solution will let to maintain, to operate your IT infrastructure using the domain-specific language, which is absolutely equal to the human language. At this moment, it's English. In the future, we will be agnostic. So you can describe what you want in terms of business process, change of the business process, change of the user interface, or even ask the system how to increase efficiency of your business just using the pure English. And that's all. So, returning to the subject of the presentation, let's talk about the problem that our customers have at this moment, where IT department is a business unit of the company. So there are two main problems that customer has at the moment. First of all, is a software mismatch. So too many different applications which generate unsynchronized and ununified data, and the business analysts have to add his additional efforts to feel the whole business as a solid body. And the second one is costly dependency on the IT professionals. So if business side employee would like to implement some new business process, new user interface, he or she have to create scope of work, send it to IT department, to IT subcontractor, or to the vendor, receive the result, then send some additional questions to reshape it, and so on and so on. In several iterations, the business will have this final solution. But we would like to liberate the businesses. We would like to make them free in terms of cooperation with IT department. So the business side employee can describe what he or she wants, and voila, we have that implemented on the fly. So before we started this project, we did quite a huge research, and some of examples I would like to of the theses from this research I would like to share with you. So what we have at the moment? At the moment we have some worries of the managers. So 56% of them are wasting time, modeling tasks that do not generate value to their businesses. They need to up-level capacity with automation because the modern company is not fully automated. They use legacy processes which are updated at this moment, and because it's not easy to reshape it all the time. And lack of the talent capacity needed. They do not have access to the professionals on the market because it's the lack of these professionals of the market. 34% of the companies track their task manually every day. So, and here you can see the information regarding the small, medium companies and large companies in terms of automatization and digitalization. So you can see that the most of the companies only partly automated. We would like to shift them to this area. So here is the place where the company should be shifted. And according to the Gartner predicts by the 2023, over 50 of the medium and large company will adopt low-code or no-code solution inside their businesses. One more interesting information that the COVID also generate additional pressure on the companies, which started to become more automated. So you can see how processes optimization increased from 7% up to 19%. For example, data accessibility increased from 9% up to 17%. So it means that the companies coming so closer to adopt the solutions that we would like to offer for the market. According to the Gartner prediction, the city developers will soon outnumber professional coders from 4 up to 1%. And a recent study found out that 82% of organizations simply cannot maintain hiring 2 IT professionals. They are willing to implement no-code or low-code solution inside their companies. And here is these barriers. I don't want to spend time to discuss because it's absolutely understandable. So what is the solution? How to solve these problems? The problems are lack of the IT professionals on the market. The company do not do their business in an effective way when they maintain IT departments. There is a lack between the task and the result of the task. So how to solve this problem? And again, we decided to take a look on the research. And for example, Microsoft in their researches predicted that in nearest 5 years, 500 million of applications will be developed, and 450 million of them will be developed using the no-code or low-code solutions. In 5 years, 75% of the companies will adopt low-code or no-code solution. No-code, low-code platforms reduced development time by 90%. And average company avoided hiring 2 IT professionals instead of implement no-code or low-code solution. And Microsoft calculated that in 3 years it will increase in value 4.4 million US dollars for the application designed with this solution. And the very last slide, which described the situation on the market, it's the size of the market. So low-code, no-code market is booming extremely rapidly. So in 2017 it was 3.8 billion. Today it's 21.2 billion, and in 2030 it will be 187 billion US dollars. And it's one more pre-basement for us to reach this market, because we do not have to acquire the market from our competitor. The market is booming, so we will get the market quite easily. So let's take a look on the competitors. There are several very awesome companies on the market, like Appian, like Mendix, and like Portuguese OutSystem, which inspired us extremely, like Genio, also Portuguese company. And here is QOTEC. When we will have our solution, we will be quite ahead compared to these companies, because we do not use no-code, we do not use low-code, we use just human language to describe the business process that company would like to have. Appian, Mendix, OutSystem, and Genio, they use low-code or no-code. So that means that the companies that use this solution have to have their IT departments, or have to have IT subcontractors who help them with maintain with this application. So as I mentioned, we are not a low-code, we even not a no-code solution, because we do not use these graphic elements to describe business processes. You can just describe with the human language what you want. And let me show you how it will look like. Oh, before I will show you, so what we are. We are domain-specific language, but it's equal to the human language. So the person, user of the system, will not even understand that this is domain-specific language. It's natural language programming. We have extremely huge expertise in this area, and meta-programming. It's full automation of system integration processes. So this operating system, this platform, will integrate all business management software into one ecosystem, and full access to improve and change the system. So we apply the kind of Red Hat approach. So it's open source solution. You will not have any, and our customer will not have any vendor lock using this solution. And it will save up or it will allow to implement up to 10 times more projects using this the same resources, or you can reduce your IT department up to your needs. So how it works? User describe business process using the human language, then QOTEC generates configuration for all connected data system for user interface. Then you can test after several iterations the business description, and the final QOTEC rollout final solution, and that's all. So several examples. It's kind of our no-code, just business. So we would like to liberate the companies, and you can think about your business and do your business, and the system will do all the IT stuff for you. And how it will look like. So here is the dashboard, for example, for CEO role. The CEO could reshape it according to his or her needs, but the most important part is here. Propose me more optional business process, for example, and the system will understand and will give the result. It could be on the smartphone. Here is the dashboard for the sales specialists, and here is this line where you can coding with the human language. Examples of the commands. You see, it's extremely easy. Just describe like in Twitter. So one more example, it's a dashboard of the business analysts and additional commands for the business analysts like this. So that means you do not have to be a developer to work with your IT staff and your IT infrastructure. At this moment, as I mentioned, we are quite young startup, less than a year from the beginning, but we have commitment from several funds to cover our pre-seed round, and we will cover it during this year. Also, we have communication with Red Hat, communication with Schneider Electric, who are interested to invest in us when we will have even first implementation here in Europe or in US. The Schneider will be ready to invest 1.5 million euros because they are looking for such solution, like Siemens did with Mendex when they acquired it for 600 million euros. So we are interested to communicate with partners who could where we can implement our pilot. So if it's interesting for you, please reach us. We have here a stand and we're ready to discuss. Thank you.
Não sei se alguém tem alguma dúvida, alguma questão.
Hi, I have a question. When you say that you don't have dependency on the vendors, like that you can change the system, how traumatic would that be that someone uses your system and then they completely want to switch again? Because that's a major reason for people not wanting to go with low-code, no-code solutions because of the traumatic rollback to old systems if they're not happy with it. So it would be very interesting to understand how that would work with your solution.
Yeah. So in our solution, we will also allow a lot of the templates, and our customer can update these templates according to their needs, but they can go back, and it will be much more easier in the, for example, no-code application where they use these graphic elements, because it's the main pain for the no-code solution because of the graphics. It's easy to sell this solution when you have ordinary business process. You describe these puzzles, voila, it works. But in the real life, when you create this huge map of the elements in your business process and you would like to implement something inside, it's easier to code than to use this no-code. In our case, it will be extremely easier because you can describe the situation that you would like to have, and the system will bring you back, and even with additional elements that you put during this period from that state that you would like to return. So this is the main pain and the main answer why we decide to shift from the graphic elements to the real worlds. But graphic elements also will be in our solution, but like a result, like to show the map how the business process works. But everything works with the text. Thank you for your question.